Hello everyone, welcome to ETO Cyber. Today we're gonna do a little bit different thing. We're gonna be doing picoCTF. So if you don't know picoCTF, it's basically a very nice thing where you can practice security topics like cryptography, binary exploitation, web security, reverse engineering, and many more. You can also compete with other students like worldwide. You can do a lot of things. It's gonna give you a hands-on experience in your cybersecurity field. So we're going to be doing that today. So first, let's go to list. If you haven't opened an account, let's go and open an account. I'm going to just share my screen. It's one of the interesting things I've been doing this day. So it's very good to especially practice. It's going to be hard, but we're going to start from the easy one. So just go to the Google or wherever you want, up top. We can write picoCTF.org. It was not working for me the first time, so I just typed picoCTF and this comes up. Then we're gonna click the first link we got. We go to login. I don't have an account, so I'm gonna sign up for it. So let's fill up this information and click sign up, and our account will be created. So after we created our picoCTF account, we're gonna click practice, and today we're gonna be doing the password crack. It's gonna be the beginner level, so it doesn't require any reverse engineering. So it's gonna be easy. So let's type here PW password crack. So there are 5 of it, but today we're gonna be doing the first 3: PW crack 1, crack 2, and crack 3. So let's start from crack 1. We will open this. So before that, let me say something about it. So we will be working on our web shell. So
we're going to be doing everything on the web shell right here. So if you want to know about the web shell and more courses and more advanced topics that you want to learn, you can find the link in the description below here. I'll post that. I'll post it here, so you can go and check it out. Today I'll be just doing the password crack 1 to 3 from 1 to 3, and we'll do the 4 and 5 another time. Okay, so let's click web shell, and when you click web shell, it's going to take you right here. So basically, let me start again. It looks like all of us. So when you open the website, it's going to ask you your username and password. It's the same username as the account you created. So you're going to use the same username and password here. Going to log in. So basically, when you type your password, it's not going to show you. So just keep typing it and press enter. Then you're in. So let's start it. So in order to start this, first what we're going to do is we're going to press practice, and we're going to search by name, and we're going to write PW. So it's going to I already did the first one, but I'll do it again. So it's going to bring this one. So we're going to go here, right click, copy link address. We're going to go to our web shell. So the command that we write to download is wget space, and we're going to paste it and enter. Good. We're gonna do the same thing for the black too. All thing in blue are gonna be downloaded. Wget space, then paste. Good. Now so it gives us a hint. It's basically saying that we don't need to do reverse engineering because that's a beginner, and they don't want to complicate things. Okay, good. Let's go to our web shell. So the next thing that we're gonna do is, since we'll be using a Vim, we're gonna let's write ls. Good. ls is used to see our current directory contents. There are different commands. One thing, the hardest thing to learn about, I think, web shell is memorization, because there are a lot of commands that you need to memorize, or I recommend like downloading a cheat sheet and using that. Sorry. So let's go. vi. I'm gonna write vi level 1.5. This is going to open the Python code. So in here, I will discuss a little bit about loops later when we go to the third level. But in here, let's just focus on here. So because it defines a function right here, def means define a function. So it's using if function. So it's saying if the user password is this, basically it's really telling us what the password is. If the user password is 818713, print this. So we already know the password. Well, no more, it's straightforward. There's nothing complicated. So in order to get out of this, we're gonna press semicolon and Q. It's gonna take us here. Then in here, we're gonna run the Python. So we write Python level1.py, Python space level1.py. It's gonna ask us what's the password, right? We already know the password, so we're gonna paste it. Then what you can do is it's done. So we're gonna copy this and go back here. Oops, here. I think it should be here. So paste it here. Paste and submit the flag. So it's done. It's that easy. So to go to the next one, you can exit, right exit and enter, and it's reconnected again. So we're gonna write our username and password again. Let's go to the second one. We're gonna do the same thing on the second one. So let's go here. I have not done this, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna copy the link address. In order to download, we're gonna use the wget command, wget space, then paste it. Gonna do again for the other one too. We have the flag here. So these hints are very helpful. Like, make sure you know them. It's we have a hint that the encoding look familiar, and we don't need any reverse engineering right in this challenge. So it's going to be straightforward. We're going to do the same thing. Let's see if we downloaded ls. Indeed, we did. We have our level 2, and we have our level 2. So we're good to go. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to write vi to open the Python code. Vi level 2 py. Good. So here is our Python code. So the thing is, it's different, right? It's a little bit different. We have this thing. We have this binary code. So in order to know what this actually this thing represents a number. So in order to know what this thing represents, just select everything here and search on Google. That easy. So we will have it this one right here. Just press one of the links. Actually, it's going to show you. I don't think this one is the right one. So let's keep finding it. I think it's okay. I'm going to keep finding. No, this one. Okay, I'll find it and come back again. Okay, I think I find it. So we're gonna open this one. So it says character table reference for Python tutorial documentation. So I'm gonna open that. So it's gonna show you everything here, the Unicodes. So basically it says 0x64. We're gonna go and find 0x64 right here. Somewhere around here. So it belongs to D, right? We're gonna go to the next one. 0x65 belongs to E. We don't add them actually, just so we have DE 0x37. So you keep finding this, and finally, after you finish like 1, 2, 3, 4, you will have 4 characters password. Okay, so we have DE76. So our password is DE76. But don't forget that. So we're gonna press the semicolon and Q. Then we will run the Python. Python level 2.py. So it's asking us the password. We have DE76. right? So we find it. Welcome back to flag user. This is our flag. We find our flag. Nice, nice. So we're gonna copy this, go back to our picoCTF right here. We're gonna paste it here. Submit flag. Hooray, we got our 100 points. Good job. The third one, this is a little bit different because everything is not going to be straightforward, no Unicode, but we're going to edit the Python code to get the password. We have a different way to solve it, but let's go and check it out. So we're going to open this. So in here, we'll write exit. Thing is ready to go and roll. So this requires a bit of Python knowledge to complete the task faster and the easier way because we'll edit the Python code to get the right password. So let's talk about Python a little bit. I'm gonna open Tony. Let's talk about Python a little bit. So here's our Tony. If you haven't downloaded Tony, write tony.org and download it. Let's go. So in this code, we're gonna be using loops like for and while loops. So I'm gonna just tell you a little bit what they mean. So this for and while loops are called repetition Python statements. Basically, what the for loop does is the for loop performs a set of instructions on a fixed number of times. So it's not unlimited; it's just a fixed number of times. So it processes each item in a sequence of items. So I'm gonna demonstrate an example. So for loop for later. So this is one of the for loop. Right. So in the intro, when I do the print function, we haven't written like quotation mark, right? So it's not like hard coding. Basically, what this does is Python. What do we call it? This function is gonna print every letter in Python. It's gonna print PHYTON. So basically, what does it? It's gonna get stored in later. When we print later, it's gonna print it. It's gonna execute each one like a fixed number of times. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So the time when we use while loop is while loop, since we don't know how many times the user will input a value. Example, in our case, we don't know how many times we're gonna enter the password to get it right. It might be on our first try, just like the first and the second one. It might be on our second or third try. We don't know. So basically, what the while loop will do is it will keep repeating until the correct value is entered. So it will just keep repeating. We'll say error or whatever we tell him to do until the correct password is entered. So let me show you an example about while loop. So let's do this. We do value. I'm going to show you how it is. Oops. Very low, right? I'm not fast, by the way, when I write. I'm a very slow typer. So we can say, what can we choose a number between 10 and 25? Inclusive. So it's going to choose a number between 10 and 25 inclusive. We'll be talking this later, so don't worry about this. We'll be talking about it. We'll talk about it this time. I'll explain. So we're going to be using the while loop. So what we're saying is, well, while the value is basically what we're saying is if while the value is less than 10 or greater than 25, just keep doing this thing. What we're going to do now. I'll explain why I'm doing this intense floats. So if the value is less than 10 or greater than 25, we can say like invalid, right? So we need it to be between 10 and 25 inclusive, right? we can say invalid. Try again. And this is, okay. Now one. So we can print something. We can like print if he gets the right number, we can say yay or something. We need to put it in quotation, otherwise we're not printing yay. Or we can write this thing in different ways, but for today, let's just say print yay. Or we can say like else pass. So pass means basically if you get the right answer, just go to the next execute. Go to the next thing if there's anything that we're gonna execute next. So for today, let's just leave it as it is. So right here, it's gonna ask us like choose a number, any number between 10 and 25. If I enter 1, invalid, try again. If I enter 2, it's gonna keep whatever number. If I hit like 26, but if I type 13, yay, we got it. So that's what while loop does, and that's what for loop does. I'm not gonna go in detail because I'll be doing a video, separate video about Python. So let's go back to our picoCTF. So we are right here. So as usual, we're gonna copy link address. We're gonna go to our web shell, wget, and paste it. Here we go. Gonna do the same thing for each one. Here, one more to go. So in order to check that in order to check everything is downloaded, we're gonna press ls to see our current directory, and we see here it's downloaded. So good, we're good to go. So now let's open the Python file, vi label3.py. So I think some of them are familiar here. He's using while function. While loop. So thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna create a for loop, because for loop is gonna execute. We have talked about that. If you want to know more about it, just Google, and you're gonna learn more about for loop. So we have our passwords here. These are the possible list of passwords. So we can check each one of them one by one. That's possible, but let's say that there are 1,000 possibilities. Are we going to check one by one 1,000? No, it takes time. So let's use for loop. So basically what we need to do is this needs to come at the last. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to cut it. Oh, can't edit. Sorry. So what we need to do is before we edit, let's do this. Let's press I. So this needs to change I. So now we can edit anything that's in the B. So forget to do that. So make sure you press I before you do anything. Am I able to edit now? Oh, it's up here. Nice. Then we don't need this anymore. We don't need this. It needs to be at the end. In here, we have this. So we don't need this input anymore. We're going to change this to a for loop. So basically what we're going to do is we come back here. Just delete everything right here. We don't need this. What we're going to do is create a for loop for user in PW. In what? For user in what? In this. So every list, every number are going to be stored in user PW. Exactly like we did in Python. So every Python, P YTHON, we're storing the in later, right? So when we print later, each word will print it. The same thing is here for user PWN. We're gonna write this one. POS underscore PW underscore list. You write colon right here. For every, this is gonna be equal to this. So now I think we're good. That's the first thing to do. And make sure you indent everything, because I think that's not the correct indentation right here. This is the correct indentation. And we need to indent this too, right? Where are we? Where is my cursor? Okay, we are here. I think this needs to be indented too. Right here. Needs to be like this. And this needs to be indented as well. I'll bring it here. It should be right here. And everything needs to be just like this. So in previous, when I showed you a while loop on cloning, I used the print yay, right? Now I'm gonna just change it, and in order to remove this, I can delete it or just press hashtag here. It's gonna be a comment. So I said I'll show you pass, right? So return. So we can say else pass, which means go to the next one. Just leave it as it is. So it's gonna say pass. So it says welcome back, right? So if we get the flag, I don't need to say welcome back. You can leave this. It's just I wanted to say like well done. I think this should be it. I think we're done. Okay, so in order to, we're gonna press escape from on our keyboard. Then we'll do our usual, which is, this time it's gonna change a little bit because we're not gonna use Q, we're gonna use WQ to get out of this. Good. Then we'll run our Python as usual. Python lib3.py. Well done. See, we fixed our Python code and we got our flag. So this is it. As usual, we're gonna copy this and paste it right here and see if we're right or wrong. Okay. Good. We get our second 100 points. So just keep practicing this. They are very good to to develop your skills and know a new knowledge. And make sure you check out the link, which will explain everything about shell and other things that you guys need to. Thank you for watching my channel. See you in the next video. Peace out.